Hello, welcome. Now it's been a long time since I've done a stream on the radio. Yeah, I can hear you guys saying it's about bloody time. All I'm going to do, I might get a contact or two, I don't know, I'll see how things go. But what I'll do, I'll turn the volume up and just let you have a listen to what I can hear on 40 meters. The ic-7300, 100 watts at the moment through a multi-band trapped vertical, so nothing special. The amplifier is not on, so if I do get a contact, it's going to be a maximum of 100 watts through the radio. Hopefully I don't get any feedback when I do try and get a contact. So we'll turn the volume up and let's have a listen. The program I'm using is Win4 Icom Suite. It speaks for itself, easy enough to operate. What you see on the display is everything I can operate via the radio, via the computer, so easy to use.
Craig, from EA3AR coming back. Thanks for nice report into Florida, Craig. Yep, nice to hear you for the first time on 40 meters. You're carrying 59 plus 10 dB over 9. So very strong and clear. Beautiful audio, Craig. Running 800 watts average and 2 elements for the one Yagi. It's going to your side, Craig. Over.
So he's using a 2-element Yagi, I think it was 800 watts. So compared to what I'm going to be running, it's nothing. I'm running barefoot from the radio. Normally I would have the time above us, but I haven't got that program on Windows 11 at the moment. So yes, I have actually getting around to getting the audio. Sorry, getting the audio settings correct.
Alpha radio. Okay, Craig. Well, no worries that deal because the vertical is being reached from the side. And you know what most important is to get the nice.
If I transmit, you'll hear exactly how I sound through the boom, the headset.
Every day, but not like today.
I think he's trying to call, he's calling or getting more contacts stateside.
Super today on 40 meters. Okay, Craig. Well, yeah, I can see your pictures are just a day. That's good. So, guys, this is, I will check in the log.
Spain, I think it is Echo Alpha 3, Alpha Romeo.
So, 73 for now, Craig, as the station scale. So, wish you all the best. And use
see if I can get them on 100 watts.
Which is from Barcelona area, and stay safe and healthy. Kilo Charlie 2 Bravo Kilo, EA3 Alpha Radio.
Yeah, Echo Alpha 3, Alpha Romeo. We'll give it a go. I'll try with 100 watts. I'm not promising anything, but I'll give it a try. I don't have the amplifier on.
Roger, Craig, you too, and especially good health. That's most important. 73 for now, Craig. You take care, bye-bye. Kilo Delta 0, Lima.
I was going to try and jump in there, but he didn't even call QRZ.
5959.
So he is getting more stations. It's having a great run on there. I'll move it down a little bit. So there's a couple of stations here on 40 meters at the minute. So what you're seeing on the scope, that side, yeah, over there, is what I'm seeing on the scope on the radio.
United Sugar Alpha, USA. Okay, Barry, thank you
so
very
he is
much.
coming in watch S9 plus 10, 5 to 10 over the S9 from Spain, so there is But there he is running a 2-element beam. I am running or using a vertical antenna. I'm not hearing a lot of stateside, so...
And 250 watts with your wireless antennas, doing a great job from your side. That's 73 Barry, stay safe and be healthy.
I'll give you a call.
Kilo Delta 0, Uniform Sugar Alpha, DA3.
I've got the internal tuner turned off. Golf 6, Mike, November Delta. Golf 6, Mike, November Delta.
3 Alpha Radio.
Golf 6, Mike, November Delta.
Is that Kilo 5?
So he is going to go for stateside.
Oh, probably Kilo 4 again. Okay, Kilo 4, Germany Hotel. Echo Alpha 3, Alpha Radio. Very good evening, thanks for the
I might try 80 meters.
59 near Barcelona.
By 80 meters, I mean 3 megahertz. 3.5, sorry. Get that right. Or I might even try top band, which is 1.8 megahertz.
Roger, John. Thanks for the 5x7 to North Carolina. I cover you very well, John. You're 5 to 9 here.
I don't think you'll want to hear anybody from the UK, to be honest.
No response.
I just try for DX being over the pond.
John, Roger. Alright, John, thanks for the good wishes. Same to you. It's a pleasure to hear you on 40 meters today. We had the previous guide before a long time ago on 20 meters 2010. So nice to hear you after a long time, John. Please wish you very good luck and stay safe, be healthy there into North Carolina. My best wishes to your family, John. K4, Germany Hotel, Echo Alpha 3, Alpha Radio. Echo Alpha 3, Alpha Radio, security X.
So he's calling DX, so he's looking for stations out, basically,
the Kilo Bravo 1.
Out of the EU, out of Europe, so I'll not try calling him again. So he is coming in quite strong from Barcelona. So I'll just drop it down here.
Kilo 59. Thank you very much. Please stand by. I have a couple of random frequency checking.
It's morning. Yeah, definitely morning. 14 minutes past 12. We'll go for the morning. Sounds good.
Any copy? Yeah, calling you as your friend, calling you my friend on frequency. Do you read him over? Yeah, very sorry. Try to copy again. This is Yankee Tango 2 Kilo Mike Delta. Yankee Tokyo 2 Kilo Mexico Delta. Mikey 2 KND. Over. Yeah, you know copy, my friend. Very sorry. Please stand by. There may be dark on frequency. Dark is 2. No, on the frequency, other friend. Alpha India 5 Bravo Kilo 73. Bye-bye. QRZ, YU1 X-ray Alpha. CQ, Yankee United 1 X-ray Alpha, YU1 X-ray America.
The Golf 6 Mike November Delta.
Golf 6 Mike November Delta 59.
QSL, if you're 5759 here into the Northeast UK, name is Lee, Lima Echo QSL.
Yeah, Lee, thank you for nice report. 73, bye-bye, Lee.
Thank you very much, 73. Take care and enjoy the opening here on the band. Take care.
Take care. QRZ.
So there we go. Quick, short QSO.
CQ, Yankee United 1 X-ray Alpha, YU1 X-ray America.
Where was that? Serbia. I've worked them before, so for that I'm quite happy to say that the aerial's working. I didn't have. I'll turn this down a minute. I didn't have the tuner in line. The tuner was actually turned off on the radio. As you can see, it isn't actually turned on. It's not green. If you look above the, I'll try that again. Yeah, left hand side of the VFO counter frequency readout. What the hell? I can't speak. The frequency readout there. To the left of that, the tuner is actually turned off. So I'm actually resonant on the band. The SWR is actually 1.2 to 1. So I know I don't have to use the tuner to operate the band here on 40 meters, that is. There is other bands where I can operate without the tuner in line. It makes sense. Yep, definitely the drink. Oh, by the way, cheers to you guys. Thanks very much for joining. We've got to enjoy a drink now and again. We've got to have fun. That's what it's all about. But getting back to the radio, the multi-band vertical antenna, the Hustler 6-band top vertical. I've heard a lot of comments and people saying I can't get the aerial resonant on certain bands, or it doesn't work, it's no good. It's one of those aerials, it is a compromise, it's a vertical. At the end of the day, you're not going to expect miracles from a vertical antenna. What you get is what you're given, basically. If you can get it resonant, you're going to be getting maximum. Sorry, I'll try that again. If you get the SWR down on the antenna to around 1.2 to 1.5, 1.5 being workable, but you're not transmitting on maximum power. Maximum power, the aerial is not getting transmitted at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that are misguided by aerials, thinking that I've got a bit of wire, it's going to work. Please, please, please do your homework on aerials. People think, yeah, I am going to be blunt with it. People think that I'll string a bit of wire up. No measurements, just string it out. It's going to work. The ATU or the tuner is going to work its magic and make it work. It doesn't. At the end of the day, at the transceiver end, it's only going to match it, if it can, to 50 ohms. Simple as that. If you can't, the transceiver doesn't get it to 50 ohms, it'll just spit it out. It won't tune. So realistically, you're not going to get maximum power out of the radio. You're not going to transmit 100 watts into an aerial. That's basically just say shut. It's no good. If you try that, at the end of the day, you're just going to blow the finals on the back of the radio. It's a no-go. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, good night. Take it easy. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Appreciated you jumping in there. Yeah. if you get the SWR down to about 1.1, or everybody tries to get it as low as possible. If you get it down to 1.1 to 1.5, it's usable, so you're getting about 99% of the power transmitted out of the antenna. 1.1 to 1. Anything above that, you start transmitting, but you start losing the power transmitted at the aerial. So people are misguided by that. They think, oh great, I'm getting 100 watts out the radio. With a poor antenna. Nah, you're not. Anyway, right, what I'll do, I'll just log this one, because I did work them. Yeah. Oh bugger. I messed that up, didn't I? Right, let's change that. Right, let's switch it over to 80 meters. We'll not go FT8 because it is a waste of time. There is stations there. Oh, am I? To be honest, I actually changed that. I changed the thing on Restream to show that I'm ic-7300 HF activity, not Warzone. Oh dear, that'll upset a few people, but hey ho. The joys. I think I've done this before, changed it, it just didn't change at all. I don't know why. Unless no, I didn't have to, I didn't close the program down. DX1, oh, I know. Oh, it's playing a game, as I see where that is. I'll probably get ran on Twitch TV, Twitch for showing the wrong thing, but appreciated you letting us know. Where is it? Why is that coming through? I want that. Don't want that one either. Yeah. I've just noticed something. I was seeing comments coming through on here, on a chat to... No, that's right. But I'm not seeing anything coming up on Facebook, which is rather strange. Obviously, you guys are chatting and commenting away, but I'm not seeing comments coming up. How strange is Facebook? It is. Anyway, good afternoon over there on Twitch TV. Appreciate it coming in. 80 meters, there's a little bit of activity. I have turned the volume up, so hopefully you I wish the old man's net. Nah, not my cup of tea talking about the weather. Although saying that, it's quite miserable out there. I'll tell you what, we'll go on top band. Howie, let's have a laugh. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. There you can. The old guy's chatting. You've got to have a laugh with these guys, like. The amount of times I've listened to these, and very, very rare I've actually heard them use the call sign. Very rare. Ah, you're right there. Definitely. To be honest, top band for me, I've done a Do you know what? I don't think they ever have. Or if they have, it's been once a year or something, or once every 20 years. I shouldn't really say that, but you know. Well, you know, I didn't know about that being on your deathbed to be on that band. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the antenna I'm using, obviously the 6-band Hussa, I do have it modified. Yeah, it is true, I agree. The 6-band Hussa, I have actually got it modified for 9 bands. It's on 2 seconds, what is this? I've got 17 metres added to it, 60 metres in top band, 160 metres. So there is a lot of additional bands added to that antenna. So it is a compromise. However, I have had some relatively good reports here on top band, given the antenna situation and the additional bit of wire stroke coil to gain this band. It's quite easy and simple to do. They might have passed over. You're right. I have actually thought about that. Listening to. You know, it's bad how we talk about these guys, but no. The thing is, you might as well call this the band of the passing. Shall we say it? Nah. Oh, hey, I might be asleep when I tried it. Anyway, no. Anyway, there is a little bit of activity. Like I say, I have had a bit of activity here on top band, especially through a contest. Believe it or not, having a specific frequency. It's all part of the fun. Obviously, you guys on the radio group will be aware of the situation, where we can operate and where we can't operate. I can operate anywhere from top band through to 77s. If not, I can transmit elsewhere. 60 metres I can transmit on there. However, that is only permitted for full licensees. Foundation and intermediate license holders unfortunately can't operate on that band. It has been known that some of those operators have transmitted on there, obviously out of band and out of the licensing conditions. It's one of those, you've got to learn somewhere, and unfortunately there's a lot of guys out there that are passing the test, M7s now and 2Es, believe it or not, are passing the test and they're not getting the full information because they're passing the tests online and they're not going to radio clubs. They're not getting the information provided to them properly from the radio clubs. Obviously taking on board information from the older hams and stroke experienced hams. I'm using that term quite loosely by experienced hams because it's not always the case. It was a conversation I had earlier with one of the guys. It's at the minute you've got people that think they know everything about radio and they don't have a clue. They're not experienced enough to know about the ins and outs of radio operation. I am crap, and I'll hold my hands up, I am crap at explaining things. I do know that, but the knowledge is there for my... Now what, I've got no glasses, or I would actually put them on. I don't wear them, but you know. Right. Let's see. Right, what's this? So I'm confused. Is it only 30 meters, 6 and 60 meters M7s and 2Es don't have access to, or are they not allowed to know? Right. M7s and 2Es, you can operate. Best thing to do is look at your licensing conditions. It is actually one of the questions on your exam about 60 meters and a certain location down south that you've got to be aware of for a certain band. However, M7s and 2E0s, foundation licenses and intermediates, can't operate on 60 meters. That is for full licensees only. 30 meters. 30 meters, 10 megs. There's no voice activity on that band. M7s and 2Es, yeah, you can use that band by all means, but only on digital modes and CW RTTY, the likes of that. But there's no voice communication on that band. Check your licensing conditions and the band plan for that. If you're not sure on the band plan, I would recommend going on the RSGB website. I'm using that loosely because it is the only place I can recommend off the top of my head for the band plans. The band plans I would strongly recommend having a look at and memorizing. They do come in useful, so you're not transmitting out of band and you're transmitting in band and where you can. Yeah, M7s can use top band. You can use top band. There's nothing stopping you from operating on top band at all. 160. I think what you're doing, you're getting 160 meters confused with 60 meters. It's two different bands. 160 meters is 1.8 megs. Up to where is it? Up to 1.99 according to that, but off the top of my head. The 60 meters is channelized and it's limited on where you can operate. So just have a look at your band plan for that. It can be quite confusing. I might run through that at some point with the band plan for 60 meters for the guys that can operate. Obviously you should be aware, being full license holders. I'll take that off because it's I don't need it on. Yeah, full license holders should know where they can operate and how much power they can run. Top band is limited. You are limited as how much power you can operate on that band, so be aware of that. Like I say, and I can't stress this enough, check the band plans for power limitations. Obviously M7's 10 watts maximum on most bands, 2Es 50 watts maximum on most bands, and full licensees 400 watts on all the bands where permitted. Obviously reduced power is also there as well, so you've got to be aware of a lot to do with the band plan and restrictions of your licensing conditions. So when people say refer to your licensing conditions, do so. It will save your license in the long run. People say that the governing body, the governing body don't check up on you. They do, and they can just knock on your door and ask to see your equipment. before they've knocked on your door, they've already gathered information on a certain radius of your location, and they've got an idea of how much power you're actually running, so be careful not to overrun on your power. People say, you can run as much power as you like as an M7. Yeah, I do know some foundation licensees that run a little bit more power than they should. However, that's a risk they take. I'm not saying everybody sticks by the rules, but some don't and some really do go overboard. I'm not going to put out call signs or names of operators that do use more power and operate outside, or operate where they shouldn't, or operating the radio outside the location. So just be aware of that. Remote operation for you guys, M7s and 2Es. I'm sorry guys, you can't operate radio equipment remote. You've got to be full licensees. Now there is a little bit of controversy because I've known a few guys to be operating remote and they're not supposed to be. Hell, it's not for me to say, no, you can't do it. It's all I can do is advise them, or advise you guys to refer to that licensing condition, because it is in there and it is sort of stressed quite a bit, and people say, oh well, I didn't know this. But yes, you've got to be a full licensee, and no, operating remote is I'm sorry guys, simple, you cannot do it unless you're a full licensee. Regardless of what mode it is, you've still got to be full licensee. Will you be quiet on your drone? Hey, you want to be careful where you fly that thing now. I'm sure I was reading that they're going to be jamming certain frequencies, and certain drones are going to be rendered useless because of the jammed frequencies, allegedly. So that's more up north. They did say locations, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah. When people say, oh, we're going to be jamming frequencies, but they are actually jamming the frequencies for a period of time. They have given times, I think it's 4 AM till 8 PM, sorry daft like that, but they're doing it over a couple of months. They're not doing it over a couple of days, it's over a couple of months. So hey, if they can do that, what else can they do? Right, getting back to the radio. Should I turn the volume up? I know it's a waste of time me putting calls out at the minute, because the bands are not that great for us. If I do turn the volume up, I need to put my headset on so I can hear things. Like I say, it's been a long time since I've done a stream here on the radio. I've got to try and get back into the swing of it. So maybe one day, we'll see, one day I might actually put a call out on the radio. I think 20 is going to be flat. Yeah, 20's flat. And look at that, somebody's got a dodgy power supply. Or I'm thinking, I have been thinking this a while, it's what's it called? Solar panels. And they're not good. People say, oh, they're great things to have. No, they're not. They're absolutely shocking for us guys, people say. But the bands are quiet. Why have you got a high noise floor? There's loads of various factors that you've got to take into account with radio. Noise floor, people around you, plasma TVs, power stations, substations, all sorts of things you've got to take into account. Power line power line interference. I'm sure somebody around here is just getting them in, and to be honest, I don't think they've been I don't think they've been installed properly. Hey, you want to get that solar panel sorted out on the top of your heat. It's the batteries are draining too quick, and it's not charging fast enough. I don't know. Oh, hey, you've got to have a laugh. A laugh? You've got to have a laugh. Got to have a laugh. That's me not speaking proper English. Right. Obviously the bands are quiet, given the time of evening it is. Thought it might have been a little bit more activity. I can switch it over to FTA, but you don't want to hear squealing down the speakers. Or if I do, I will turn the volume off. Should I put a little bit of FTA on and see what signals I'm receiving? Can do. There is no. I can do that. Have I tried channel 19? Come on! That's just so like 5 years ago. I'm joking. To be honest, do you know what? Since I've get me license from foundation, when I got my foundation license, hold on, I'll start again. From from radio, where I come from, I actually started off on CB. The majority of radio operators started on CB. However, there's a handful of people out there that tend to forget the fact that they came from CB and sort of dismiss it. Don't know why. Anyway, yeah, I did operate on CB. I hold my hands up. That's where I started life on radio. That's where the hobby started. Got my foundation license. Then I still operated on CB, but at the same time I started operating on the HF bands and 2 meters. It's one of those things. You still speak to those people that are on the CB. I'm still in communication with them. Obviously, I don't have the vertical antenna for 11 meters. That got taken down when I got the beam. But there we go. We can't all have loads of aerials up. Then obviously, as I got to the intermediate, I actually didn't bother with CB, and 555, I didn't bother with that. And again, when I got the full license, to be honest, it's very, very rare I actually go on CB and do any sort of transmission on there, simply because it's quiet. I've got an aerial. I've got one of the what's it called, the Shakespeare Big Stick. I've had that for quite a number of years now. Still intact, still operational. However, it's on the stairs at the minute. Still in one piece, but like I say, it's been there for about 5 years. No, actually, how long's it been? Yeah, it's been about 5 years, because I started with other things. I started experimenting with the dipoles, 2 10-meter dipoles. Yeah, don't. I wouldn't worry about that. That's nothing. That compared to. Nah, don't worry. How would I get the right? If you think about it, I've been licensed. Yeah, it would have been M0. However, there was an operator that wanted his G6 back. He is currently a G4, but he wanted to get his G6 as well and have 2 call signs. but obviously the governing body turned around and says no, you can't have two. Yet there is operators out there that do have two full license, full license call signs, even though the governing body says no, you can't. Yeah, you're right. I should have the M0. However, like I say, this G4 station turned around and says, would you, rather than somebody else get it, the call sign is actually his. He's got the paperwork to prove it's his, as well as the G4. So he turned around and says, if you pass your full license, you can have the G6 station, G6 call sign. So that was a bit of a sort of, how can you put it? A bit of morale, something to give you to look forward to when you pass your test, something to aim for. It gives you a target. So yeah, gets the full call sign, letters drawn up, communication between the governing body and myself and the other operator, and yeah, for a fee you can have the G6 call sign, and I got it. They wouldn't give, you can't have the you can't have an ordinary call sign to operate a club call with an NOV. It's got to be most special event stations or club calls or GB or Golf X-ray. Those, if you look on most of the club calls, they are special events or GB or GX for club calls. That's, I don't know exactly how that works, but hey, it's one of those. I'm not 100%. It's been a while since I've actually looked at all the data and the paperwork, but hey, you've got to do that. I've got to try and catch up on a lot of information because things have changed since I've been sort of doing other things other than radio. So there we go. Anyway, radio at the minute, it's quiet. What I'll do is I will, depending on how I feel tomorrow, or should I say later on, when the bands are a little bit busier, I'll try and put a few calls out and try and generate a bit of radio activity. It's been a while since I've done that, so I've got to try and do it. So yeah, it depends. The MW0 I would class that as Wales, as a Welsh call sign. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look on that. But I don't mind. Obviously, I don't mind that. Like I say, I've been away from the radio for a bit. I haven't read the paperwork for a while, and things, like I say, other things start rolling around and getting out. The information, other information gans in and some gans. So I've got to try and brush up on bits and pieces. But yeah, right, I get you. So. No problem. Right, I get you. I'm just reading comments as well as they're coming through. So if I'm pausing and looking as if I'm like looking rather thick, not saying I am. I'm not saying that I'm not, but you know. To be honest, I don't mind ripping the mick out of myself. I don't mind doing that. Yes, I am from Newcastle. I am a Geordie, so that is the answer to that comment. I am from Newcastle, so you up the Geordie. Hey, I've got to try and make the streams a little bit more entertaining, rather than just rabbit on, putting people down, doing whatever, upsetting people. I don't mind upsetting people. I don't mind people upsetting me. At the end of the day, we're human. That's what we do. We've got to try and have a laugh. Way high, man. Anyway, wait, I'm going to disappear because obviously the bands are really quiet. 80 meters is... Oh, what am I doing? Try that again. 80 meters. There is a bit of activity on there, but given the fact I'm using a vertical and it's heavily trapped on the Hustler, it's not the best of aerials for that band. Obviously I do have the multi-band chapter vertical, which is what I'm using here on these bands, but I do have a 2-element tri-bander, 30 foot up, for 10, 15 and 20, so that's workable for myself. Yeah. That's a call sign I'd have to look out for, actually. Yeah, I'll definitely look out for that call sign. No bother. To be honest, I'm the same. There's not many operators at the local club that'll get on the radio and put calls out. Sometimes I do operate when I'm obviously on a Monday evening. I do operate the club call, and I do operate at remote, so I can change between the two stations. I can operate from their equipment, and obviously have the laptop there, and obviously using my equipment with a little bit extra help. I could take the amplifier to the club, but why disconnect it when I can operate remote on a certain band once I get everything tuned up and prepared and it's done. However, I do have a remote cut off if anything was to go wrong, so I can cut the power to all the equipment, and that just kills it dead. That's something you need to look at if you do go and operate remote. You need a remote switch where you can kill the power to all the equipment, and saves all the hassle. That is a must. If you do operate remote, it saves a lot of hassle and a lot of heartache if things start going wrong and you're away from the home location. Anyway, right, on that, I am going to disappear. I'm going to get my head down for a couple of hours. Probably have one more drink. It's been an absolute pleasure to do this stream. I've got to get on and do a lot more. Been away for a while. Hey, gotta recuperate at some point. You kind of just plow on and do streams all the time. But there we go. Right, you guys take it easy. Look after yourselves. Good night, and enjoy yourselves. I'm out of here. Good night.